Sure can. Yeah. So Fleet Pass, the beta program just launched. I'm sure some of you have seen it. The idea is that it's a guild asset visualization tool. We're leveraging the power of NFTs and blockchain to really like dig in and organize each other's resources. So the idea behind the Fleet Pass is that you put this Fleet Pass NFT into each of your guild members' wallets, and you navigate to our website at fleetpass.app, and you can see all of your starships plus the value of the Atlas and Polis in your members' wallets, all organized in a really cool dashboard where you can look at other guilds and you can compare and see what's in your fleet. The Fleet Pass helps you identify strengths and weaknesses in your guild and in other guilds. In the future, you'll be able to organize your scholarship accounts using these tokens. You can even use the data and the metrics to try and pursue strategic relationships with other guilds who maybe hold a significant amount of polis, right? So you can search out people in your own faction who are aligned with your values and have polis, and you can help push through political decisions by using Fleet Pass. One of the things I'm working on in the near future is making the data available to third parties and other developers, so that anybody who's enrolled in Fleet Pass, that data can be available to help you guys, other developers, build your own tools. We're currently working with the Alessio research group. They've listed our Fleet Pass holders in their ARG, and we're really excited to be partnering with them. Really quick, just wanted to say thanks to the Armana Group and the Equinox Starfleet for helping beta test. It's been a really cool couple weeks. We've nailed down a few major bugs, and the product is really working quite well and ready for adoption on a mass scale. So, yeah.
Thanks for building this, man. So how can someone apply to use the Fleet Pass, and also how can someone join your guild? Where are you listed? For the community, if you don't know, there have been two different websites built for guild recruitment. One built by Dodger from the Interstellar Alliance and one built by the Atlesio Family Guild. You can find them pinned on Guild Chat, and you will be able to navigate through all the Star Atlas guilds there. So how can someone find Deep Profits, and how can they join?
Yeah, sure. So you can find us easily at deepprofits.org. If you want some third-party research, you can look at the Alessio research group paper at alessio.io. If you want to join Fleet Pass, you can go to fleetpass.app. There's some links there to get you started now. You follow those to our Discord and introduce yourself, and there's a bit of back and forth between us while we mint your passes, and then we give them to you, and you distribute them to your guild members, and that's about it. So
that is really cool, man, and thanks for sharing. Don't know if you have something else to add, but you can drop the links in the town hall chat. And yeah, thanks for coming today, guys.
Awesome.
Excellent. Sorry, just to add one more point too that I kind of forgot to touch on is one of the other things we're basing ourselves on is being a group of artistry. So that's another thing Xcode did. He built us a nice Metaplex store. Where our artists internally can go and create NFTs, whether in the future you guys allow ship skins or anything like that could be built. I know Mr. Cryptolorian from our guild has been building or making some logos for other guild members. I've been building some animations personally for some Discord icon animations like we did for Interstellar Alliance. We have that well. And also our lead intel officer, Dean, has been doing a knockout job of gathering intel within our Discord too. So some things to check out.
Great. Thanks for sharing, and thanks for coming today. Feel free to drop all the links in the town hall chat, and yeah, appreciate you very much for your time here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Monty. Thanks, guys.
So we also have Buddy from Tree here. Buddy, how are you?
I'm doing really well, Santi. Thanks for asking. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. So let's go straight into business. Tell us a little bit about Tree. What is Tree, and who are you, Bodhi? If you want to tell us as well.
Sure, yeah. So my name is Bodhi. I entered crypto in 2017 and then the metaverse in mid 2020. I started compounding gains over time and leasing NFTs to players all around the world. And now I'm growing Tree and pursuing Star Atlas full time. Tree
That is
is
great.
a true community. We're a network of individuals working together as one. What makes us different than other guilds is we allow our community to actually vote for our leaders. Voting ensures that all leaders are going to be acting in the best interests of the guild and its members rather than serving their own agendas. Upholding these standards will create the strongest possible community and will provide the greatest financial benefit for all of our members that are involved. This creates equality where even those with the least amount of resources have the same power as those who have the most resources. Right now, the guild is building a website as well as recruiting new members. We will be across all three factions. Therefore, people are free to join regardless of which faction they choose. We have a diverse group of individuals from all around the world. Our members include PhD graduates, teachers, designers, programmers, web developers, investors, leaders, and much more. We are welcome to open-minded individuals who would like to join us in creating the next community on Earth.
Great, man. Great. So we also know that Tree has a huge fleet. Can you tell us like uh, some of the ships that you have?
Yeah, I guess most notably is I just purchased 13 C9s. I'm actually very humbled and excited to say that I have the largest fleet on the leaderboards currently. So Tree is kind of my way of giving back to the people who've helped me get this far.
Great, man, and congratulations. Congratulations. And what
Thanks.
made you decide to invest so large amounts inside Star Atlas?
Well, I take an intuitive approach to life, and I have a great feeling about Star Atlas and its future. And it's like that saying, when you know, you know, you know. So that's the way I see it. When life gives you a gem, you take it and you don't let go.
That is a great answer, man. And thanks for sharing your thoughts here. Feel free as well to drop all the links to Tree in the town hall chat so people can join.
Will do. One more thing I'd like to add is anybody interested in finding our guild, they can see the link on my Discord bio or in the Atlasio resource as well as the guild chat. But more importantly, I just want to note that when Star Atlas is successful, most of the world is going to be within the metaverse, and it's important that we start now on governance and upholding the highest standards for our leaders so that in the future we have a better reality than we have today. So that's just the last thing I wanted to note. Thank you guys so much for being here, and welcome to Tree.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks, Santi. Have a good one, brother.
Thank you. So now let's jump into the start of the official Star Atlas Town Hall. We have Swagner here and also Pablo. How are you, Swagner?
Doing great, Santi. How are you, man? How was your week?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Having a lot of fun as always. And how are you, Pablo?
Hello, Santi. Hello, everyone. Doing fantastic. Happy to be here.
Okay, thanks for joining us today, Pablo. So we have a lot of updates to share today with you guys. And as always, thanks for joining today. Thanks to all the server boosters and to all the community members who are helping out there to build this great community that we are building. In a quick update for the Star Atlas Discord server is that you can now pick your faction in the Pick Your Faction channel. So you can go there and select your faction. I'm sure that everyone will be looking at what Swagner is going to pick there. So Swagner, feel free to pick your faction when you are decided, and we will see it in your name. So that will be huge.
I'm going to have to abstain on that, Santi. We want to make sure that we maintain objectivity out there. We don't want to influence anybody's decisions. So rest assured, I have selected my faction and we are ready to play. But
Okay.
I'll be displaying it as a badge.
Okay, nice. So, what do you think, Swagner, if we jump straight into business right now? I know that Pablo also had some updates for us today. I don't know which one would like to start today.
We have a ton of updates, so yeah, let's get started. As always, like to save plenty of time for the live Q&A section, but there's a ton of progress over the last 2 weeks, which was the last time we hosted a town hall. So it would be great to jump right in here. I don't know, Pablo, do you want to start with some updates and then I can follow up?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess we'll cover a quick little rendezvous around the revenue operations area. And we'll start off with none other than being in the news. Grab your news, read all about it. We've been on Business Insider, Bloomberg, Exam. Michael had a hell of a quote inside of Business Insider. Was super, super exciting. I know it was behind a paywall, but I'm sure some of you hacked that or paid for it. I don't know. I don't endorse either or, but it was really, really cool to see the CEO of Star Atlas really put out his face to the masses in one of the most notable publications out there. So yeah, great job, Michael. And then there was also an exciting one that came kind of recently, actually, on Bloomberg. The club was everywhere with their purchase of $3 million and in-game assets for Star Atlas, which I think is fantastic to see how the guild ecosystem continues to grow rapidly. So it's been the biggest purchase by a guild to date. So very exciting, and congratulations to the club. And we can move on into all of the interviews that we've been executing across the world. Although we do them virtually and we can do them from anywhere, we're speaking to people locally and in their countries. And so we've touched India, Brazil, Turkey, Colombia, Mexico, just to name a few of the countries that we've been conducting interviews with. So, Daniel over at Brazil, the future of gaming with Jet Protocol, Busan, Korea, NFT AMA, Kay Manu, the Edge of NFT podcast, Decentralized News Livestream, Altcoin Buzz, and a lot that I might be missing. So it's been a big week and a half here of conducting a lot of interviews and answering a lot of the questions from the different private and public entities that want to know more about Star Atlas. I'll take us over to a little bit more of the events that we had and fly over to Portugal in Lisbon. We've come a long ways here as a Solana ecosystem unit, and it was really, really exciting to have our team be a part of the Solana Breakpoint conference. In general, the Solana Breakpoint conference was really, the ability for humans to connect face to face after such a long time and being restricted due to COVID. It was really, really exciting. I heard a lot of great news coming in from our team that was traveling out there. We had a presence in the dev area with a booth. A lot of traffic came through, a lot of engineers who were excited about Star Atlas and wanted to be a part of the team, along with a lot of investors. There's a big tidal wave of legacy or VCs that are interested in the Solana ecosystem, and more importantly, in what's happening in the gaming sector. And Star Atlas being at the forefront of the gaming sector on Solana, gave us a lot of exposure to these conversations and relationships that we were able to create. So that was really exciting. We also had two individuals that represented the Star Atlas metaverse at large. Of course, starting with our very own tech lead, Michael Liu, which, just slam dunked his panel. He did a fantastic job at expressing the core ethos of what it means to be a creator and a maker at Star Atlas. So hats off to Michael. And then also our very own friend and ambassador, Jason Silva, who, came in from very high above to land into a plethora of technology journey, taking us back in time, bringing us forth to the present, and then giving us a short little glimpse as to what it means to work with the technology that we have at Star Atlas. So it was really nice to have this balance of future and present. So thank you, Jason Silva and Michael Liu. A little bit on our strategic partnerships that we've been crafting. And this is a sneak peek into what's coming, but we have some really interesting stuff that we've been cultivating for some time now. And we'll soon be releasing more, but we're working on some new IP content with Audio Up. Audio Up is the leading entity right now in crafting movies for your ears. They're based out of LA, and they recently launched a podcast called, it was made for Stephen King's novel, Strawberry, I forget the second name, but it's won a lot of awards, and it was a top podcast. And so we're going to be working with them on something interesting coming up. Lit Protocol, which is a blockchain enhanced referral program. We have some programs that we will be releasing soon. And we were also part of a Busan NFT conference in Korea. Korea has been in the news lately for being at the forefront from a governmental standpoint on metaverses. And so Michael, the CEO of Star Atlas, he is going to be working directly with the government entities in Korea to begin our relationships with governments. And we're really excited that Korea is open-minded and wants to engage in these manners. Some other events that are right around the corner are Miami DecentralCon, NFT Basel, and then also a really cool event that we're going to be involved with and sponsoring with Abracadabra and FTX. So more on that coming up soon. Our ship sales, I'm not sure if we really want to go into the details, but it was really nice to see the split between USDC and Atlas. Total revenue that was generated there. I'll let Michael cover that slot. We did have a good pickup in new players that have joined factions, and so we've seen over 8,000 new players in the past few days. So since Tuesday, which is bringing up the total number just a few hours ago to 42,159 new registered players. So that's a little bit about what's happening in revenue operations. We've had two new exciting hires as well, Director of Business Intelligence and Market Analysts. And just to kind of wrap things up, I'll wrap it up with the community, with the people that are here. You make this possible. We've had, we broke 200,000 followers on Twitter. In the past 28 days, we're seeing over 11 million impressions, over 600,000 engagements, over 90,000 post link clicks that are going to our websites, are going to Discord, over 3.1 Twitter profile visits. This is just in 28 days. We've had over 2 million views on YouTube, and our community in Discord is about to pop 100,000. So we're really, really excited about the continuous organic growth. We really haven't even begun to turn on the engine in marketing, We're just, kind of furthering understanding how everyone wants to digest the worlds that we're building. And so far, it seems like everyone around Star Atlas, both the ones that have been with us since the beginning and the newcomers, are getting it. Everyone's getting it. So just, thank you again for the continuous support. And that's a little bit about what's happening with Rev.
Thank you very much, Paulo, for sharing all the updates from the RevOps and marketing team with us. I'm sure that people will also love to hear about the updates that Michael has for us today. So, Michael, let me know if you're ready.
Yeah, I don't know where we find the time. There's clearly a lot of activity across marketing, comms, PR, relationships, strategic partnerships. Pablo just gave you the summary of all of those, but I just want to take a moment and step back and really thank the community. You guys all continue to be a driving force and motivator behind everything that we're doing at Star Atlas. This product that we're building is for you. It is our vision. It is our ethos that we will decentralize this over time and convert this product into a public utility with which you will all have the ability to directly influence, impact, create around, and build within. So thank you all just for the continued support, and it's great seeing everyone out here joining us in the Discord town hall. So with that, I'm just going to quickly run through some of the other departmental updates, starting with the engineering side. So one of the big releases with the asset sales during the Galactic Asset Offering this week was the addition of Atlas pairs. That went off relatively seamlessly. We did encounter one bug. This has been talked about and we've made some announcements, but this was on the Pierce C9 inventory. Just as a quick summary for anyone that hasn't read any of those updates, this was essentially a data validation bug. So with the introduction of Atlas pairs and with the process that we use, which is a scripting process to list new assets to the DEX so that our team isn't manually adding inventory during the sale process, it is all automated. But with the addition of Atlas pairs, a bug was introduced we didn't detect until after the fact, and that was with respect to Pierce C9 specifically. We failed to mint and list 17 ships on the USDC market pair, and then there was another 35 ships that did not get listed to the Atlas pair. This was discovered relatively late in the evening. We took immediate steps to print those items and list those to the markets. I want to be perfectly clear. These were all in line with our sale wave pricing. So they all came out in wave 3 pricing. We made attempts to get the announcement out and information out as quickly as possible surrounding that. But I hope you all just understand that this is very much emerging tech, and we're moving quickly. So things like this will arise from time to time, but we were able to get the full inventory out, and we were able to get that fixed within about 2 hours of discovering the issue. So shouldn't encounter that again going into the future. Beyond that, though, the marketplace itself, as well as the platform, play.staratlas.com, saw a number of UI improvements over the past 2 weeks. This included items such as image galleries for every one of the ship NFTs. So now you're able to view in full screen all of the concept art that's been created over time, adding additional depth and immersion to each one of those items. We've also added item stats. So you have more information about the ships that you're purchasing, as well as being more informative on the origination price and quantity of ships that came out during the Galactic Asset Offering. And we actually have many more UI improvements that are just currently in kind of final phases that you'll see come out as well. So the idea is to ensure that you all have all of the information necessary to make informed purchasing decisions for these assets going into the future. We do have kind of one, highly anticipated yet unfortunate piece of information update, and that's related to the target release date of Score. We have had to delay from November 18th, so that won't be released next week. We're looking at a target date of somewhere between December 9th and December 17th now with the updated information. Again, guys, this is really all about ensuring that we deliver the most polished, functional product to you when the time is appropriate. We are all as excited to start playing as you are, and we're very much excited about getting this feature out to you all so you can start earning with those NFTs that you've been buying. So hope you all can appreciate that. But the one thing that we do want to do is share a sneak peek of what the score designs will look like. So I'm not sure when we're doing that, Santi, but we will drop the image of score designs and kind of what that user interface is going to look like sometime during this call or shortly thereafter. Now, on the product
great,
front,
man. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Now, on the product front, making huge progress, not only on the minigame concept, but really some of the most exciting development progress that we're seeing right now is in Unreal Engine. So these are updates directly from Danny himself. So looking through, you've heard us talk about the showroom. This is the initial module, the initial implementation of Unreal Engine, and the initial experience that you all will be able to participate in. We've mentioned this in the past. We're targeting sometime in Q1 next year that we'll release this as a game client that you'll be able to enter into the metaverse and start to see your ship assets in real scale. I've dropped in tweets, how exciting it is to see some of the early demos of this. Obviously, we don't want to share any of these demos. We don't want to set a precedent of or kind of an expectation with some of the very rough modeling that takes place in the early development of this process. So we're going to wait until it's far more polished before we reveal any of the showroom components, but it's super exciting just seeing your ships in life-size form. So looking at something like a Pierce X4 as a single-seater space bike versus a capital class ship, and then looking at that against the size of, say, a Titan class ship, right? Where the Titan ship itself, one of the turrets, the artillery on a Titan is nearly as large as the Calico Guardian. It's just amazing to see, and I think it's really going to make apparent the value of the various scales across the universe when these assets are fully released. But we have been working with a team called Spirasoft for the last 3 months. We've been making some significant progress. So that would include, having an operational showroom level in UE5. The artists and engineers are now able to drop ships, as I mentioned, in a test bed and using universal metrics to kind of scale those ships out. The initial visual work is taking shape, and the sense of what the final product for the showroom is and will present is very exciting to see. We have full UX prototypes for the showroom right now. These were demoed internally, and these are actual playable UI demos. So these are, as I said, actually being developed in UE now. So it's in engine, and we on the team are able to walk through and experience what that showroom is going to look like. And then, Pablo mentioned this a little bit in his update, but we did onboard a new audio and music team to do sound effects and the score for the showroom experience itself. So the audio experience is going to be just as immersive and exciting as as the graphical and visual elements of that. On the minigame, I'm kind of reading through some of his updates here live, guys. So let's see. We mentioned a few of these already. I'll get back
Let
to
me tell you guys that there is a lot in Michael's updates. So I understand, Michael, that you can be a little bit lost here.
Yeah, I'm just you know how things move so quickly, and we were nevertheless there is a lot here, and it's all very exciting. But just going back to kind of the Spearsoft and people that have been asking us about whether or not we do we have a full production team working. I can tell you right now we have 25 people working directly in Unreal Engine just through the Spearsoft team alone, and we continue to scale and grow on that side. And we are scaling and growing as rapidly as we can. I'll give you a quick update on HR in a bit, but the other major updates from Danny include the Pierce Titan is nearing concept completion. So you'll start seeing some concept art come out from that, and I'm not sure, I can't interpret from here, but that might also be undergoing some modeling work in Unreal Engine right now. We have 8 new ships in the full game production art pipeline, and you can view those on the public roadmap. 3 new ship artists onboarding included 2 X-Star Citizen ship modelers and 1 new lead hard surface artist to help manage that pipeline. And then the OPOD is being rigged for animation and interactivity and UE5 control. On the character front, the Punab alien race is now signed off. I'm not sure if we've shared any of the work in progress shots on that, but really cute and really interesting race that's going to be released into the game. Actually, Danny says here that the visuals have not been publicly revealed, but in short order, you guys will start seeing those. And then outfit and customization variants are being produced for all races as well. On the econ front, less exciting, probably part of the update for everyone, but we have completed all of the initial implementation and mechanics of the Star Atlas DAO. So that refers to the staking mechanics I have mentioned in the past, but effectively there's going to be 4 separate pools that you can contribute your Polis to, which will entitle you to earnings or emissions of Polis. And this will be closely coupled with the release of the governance platform, wherein you'll actually be able to submit proposals and vote on those proposals based on the weight of your Polis holdings, and that would lead to the influence of design changes or feature requests, asset release schedules, and other economic elements across the Star Atlas metaverse. So I'm happy to say that those are done, as well as we have a final signed off version of the economics underlying score now, and that includes all things like storage capacity, consumption rates, earnings potential, and everything that drives essentially the core gameplay mechanics of resource management behind score. And then finally, on HR, it's we are in a high growth period of our company. I've stated previously we want to see 400 to 500 people on our team by approximately this time next year. We currently sit at about 175 people now across all departments, and we're bringing new people on every week. So just in the past 2 weeks, we've hired 17 new people. That's across sound and audio, web devs, Unreal game devs, 3D artists, concept artists, blockchain devs, live and virtual events coordinators. We've brought in-house legal, product managers, and then talent acquisition and additional HR team members. So it's been a action-packed couple of weeks, but that's really it. That's the departmental updates. And Santi, if there's not any immediate questions, I say we jump right into the Q&A.
Yeah, Santi's having some connection difficulties, so I'll take it from here, unless you just popped in. Santi, you there? But yeah, so Michael, as Santi gets reconnected, how are you feeling, man? It's a big update, but just kind of level set. If we're just taking a walk out here in Miami or something, how are you feeling? How's everything going?
I feel great, Pablo. I mean, I think we all talk about the leadership team and really everybody on the team. We have all of these talented people that have fantastic opinions on how this product should evolve over time. But we get to talk regularly, and we see the progress. We're so intimate with it. We see every single aspect of growth and development across every component of the business, and every part of it feels really good. Obviously the big thing is we want to get the game out for everybody. So I'd say that's the kind of the one pressure point that we have right now. But at the same time, we have to step back and ensure that product is going to be optimal. It has to be a superior product. It has to be fun. And we want to make sure that it works well. Worst thing we could do is introduce something that is suboptimal and actually drives people away from the game. So all that said, I'm feeling super good, man. There's so much momentum behind Star Atlas right now, and it's really leading to this great acquisition of talent, wherein we don't even really have to go out and search for people, though we are. We're strategically headhunting certain people, but we have this massive inflow of people that just want to be involved. And that's not only on the employment side, but we're seeing it across guilds too, right? I mean, every day it feels like there's a new guild that's announcing itself. And there's an enormous amount of like theory crafting that's going on and strategizing that's going on across all of these guilds. So, kind of an extended answer, but succinctly put, I just feel great, man. How about you?
Yeah, I don't think you could have said it better. I mean, you've expressed these similar emotions. It's fantastic to see how the community is just naturally growing, and really, it's something, at least for me, like it's honestly, just to be vulnerable here, like, it's difficult to balance the amount of, I think I take it as positive energy, but like the amount of energy that coming from the community, wanting more information, wanting to see how we're doing with our Unreal Engine, 5 development, wanting to see more ships, wanting to see more details, like all of those are markers of just, individuals, people, groups that are interested and passionate about what we're doing, right? And so that helps me sleep at night, because on our end, like, we see what our team is building every single day. Like, we understand, what stages we're in. And although sometimes it's tough, to kind of push release dates. But in all honesty, it's the best for everyone. And it's going to be a lot more gratifying when we bring this out, because you're going to see all the work and the love that all the team members are putting into developing this. And really, that extra time is only going to make your experience that much better. So, we also love, the fact that everyone's been super patient with us and continues to be, and is expecting something that's going to be really, really fun to engage with and continue building with. So, yeah, man, it's been fantastic seeing our internal team grow at the rate that it's growing, but more importantly, just the quality of people that are joining us, wanting to reach out to be a part of this has been extremely humbling. Sant, are you back?
Yeah, I think I'm back.
Okay,
Can
cool,
you hear me?
Yeah. No, just kind of chatting with Michael here. The cup of water, but yeah, no, Mike. I mean, you summed it up great, man.
Just one final thought on that, Pablo. I think it's, the world has really discovered the metaverse, and I don't want to
cat's out of the hat.
But we were doing it before it was cool, man, and it's so gratifying for us and encouraging for us to just see the momentum. And we talked about it a little bit on the previous town hall, but what a bold move for Facebook to transition to Meta as a brand, right? To kind of forego all of that brand equity that they've built for 15 plus years now. It's if that's not inspiring for people who are early participants in a true metaverse, a true decentralized and fully functional economy, I don't know what is. And I think we have every element of what it takes to be a leader in that space. And I think our approach of taking it from a gaming perspective, not from a social media perspective, which will exist in the metaverse in the future, but I think that is an enhancement. Whereas what we're building is really the core feature of what's going to attract users. I think that's really going to lead to some success for us. So, so cool just seeing all the news now and the interest from mainstream media in metaverse and blockchain gaming.
Yeah.
Great
Santi,
thoughts,
you want
guys.
to jump back into the regular program?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, sure. I'm having some issues with my internet connection, so I will ask you, Paulo, to be ready to moderate if I
absolutely.
if I lose the connection again. But we were about to jump to live questions, right?
That's right.
Okay, so if someone has any questions, please raise your hand. We will start to let people in to ask some questions. We have Ronin here. Hello, Ronin.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. How are you doing today, mate?
I'm doing absolutely fine. And yourself, Santi?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. I want to first and foremost commend the whole Star Atlas team and everything like that. You guys have honestly done a fantastic job so far, and with all of like your exposure to everything that's been coming your way, with investors and wherever you have to travel and everything like that. It's honestly, it's just it's just like a reaffirmance in for, I would say, everybody over here that we are in the right place for this whole metaverse that's going to be playing out and everything like that. And honestly, just it's a great opportunity to be part of this first and foremost. One of my questions is for the potential, because of the mini games extended release date now, would we see the potential of any of the command ships coming up for sale?
Let me take a quick peek at our release schedule. I think that given the delay on release, it's quite possible. Let me see. If not before, it will be very, very closely timed with the release of Score.
All right, cool. All right, but other than that, I don't really have any other questions. Just as a side note for everyone else out there and so on, it is obviously, it is a sad factor for having the game released and everything like that. But honestly, guys, it's honestly all just for our own benefits and everything like that. They're doing the best that they possibly can, and we just need to continue just cheering them on like 24/7. They're amazing, and they're doing everything that they possibly can. But otherwise, thank you very much.
Really appreciate the kind words and encouragement, Ronan, and the understanding. And I guess to reiterate, we are trying to be more transparent with what our internal projections are for release dates. But as we state and kind of disclaim in that document, these are all target dates. We are building on the bleeding edge of emerging technology, and so there's a lot of R&D and discovery that takes place here. And again, we're not going to release a product that isn't prepared for full launch. So, but Ronan, thank you again. And thanks for the question.
Good. And you guys must have a lovely day further.
Likewise, man. Enjoy your weekend.
We also have Daniel here. Hey, Daniel, how are you?
Hi, Santi. Hi, Wagner. Hi, everybody from all over the world. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Good to chat with you again, Daniel.
A pleasure, Michael. First of all, I would say about this delay, 1 month in a so big project with like a metaverse and all this community growing is nothing. It's just something that happens, and in my point of view, it's normal. I would ask you something in other point of view, like the growing of community. We are all in love with the guilds and all it's happening all over the world. It's amazing to see. Like in Brazil, every day more people go into our Discord. There's more than 5,000 people, like in 1 month and something. So it's beautiful to see this community growing. And I would ask, like, how can we improve this even more? Like, because in third world countries, in development countries like Brazil, Philippines, and so many others, like in the world, don't you think you can do a gamification with the guilds to bring more people inside Star Atlas? Like, because for Brazilians, not me, but some people, like $100, $200 is a lot of money. So I would ask for all the team to look, how can we use the guilds, because it's a big power, like so many teams growing all over the world, to put more people together when you are waiting for the game?
I think it's a fantastic question. It's really cool just seeing all of this kind of custom content get released. I mean, we just saw the release of the staratlasguilds.com website. I have not had an opportunity to even review that yet today, but I think these types of toolings that are community created and curated are very cool. The wiki, that was released several months ago now. I'm sure there's more that I'm not thinking about right now. But from our standpoint, we we have a couple of initiatives that we're looking to launch, and Pablo might want to elaborate on these, but one of them is really education. So how can we work with guilds and guild leaders to help disseminate information that can then be translated, and more communicative with the local communities? We understand fully we are building a global audience, and we see the global population as the user base of Star Atlas. So it's very important for us to be able to cultivate all of that. I had a number of questions this week about translations and language support that's going to exist across Star Atlas. And while we aren't working on that right now, trust me that it is in our roadmap to support multiple languages, multiple global languages, and also to further facilitate the external curation of that type of content. Just in the interviews this week, I talked about, when the DAO is up and running, it would be very easy for an individual or a group of players to submit a proposal to the DAO to provide translation services across all content that exists within Star Atlas. Right? We can essentially provide the scripts and the content pieces, and it gets translated and then implemented into the game. And the real nice thing about that is that part of the proposal would include a fee. Right? This is the cost to perform the service. And if the DAO approves that and it gets paid out of the DAO, then it's not something that we had to internally cultivate and develop and introduce. It was actually the community effort, the global effort to improve this product. And that's what I'm really talking about with decentralization over time. At some point, you all will be far less reliant on us to release items and updates and products to you, but rather you'll be coordinating with the rest of the people that are governors across the ecosystem and introducing new features. So in any event, education is one major component that we want to drive information through guild leaders, because we know you are intimate and active with your communities. So that's one piece. The second piece, and this is where I think Pablo might want to jump in, is on affiliate programs. Right. So not only just helping to attract users, but how do we find methods of compensating and rewarding people for sharing information, for attracting new users, for growing the community, and pieces like that. Pablo, anything you want to add to that right now?
Yeah, for sure. On both points. So on the first one, expanding our reach to the local populations in the regions that are most active with Star Atlas currently are top of mind. So, for example, in Korea and Brazil and India right now are 3 areas, in the US are 4 areas that we're looking at establishing further routes through local ambassadors, if you will, local controllers that speak the language, that are born and native to the culture, to better enhance our understanding of the region. And these will be internal team members. So that will extend into better understanding the leaders that are arising from a guild perspective out of those regions as well. And that will help us better inform the type of marketing tool sets that we can customize and build around that. That leads into the second point. And around the thought of gamification, every experience that we can create a game around is our preference, but the game is more with the intention of creating a better experience. And if the byproducts are having the user win NFTs, or gain more Atlas or something, then great, right? But overall, the experience is first. Doesn't necessarily have to be tied to, gaining more users or revenue. But in this case, we're creating a blockchain enhanced referral program where either if it's a guild or a group or a clan or individuals want to get involved, there's different tier sets for these groups, and generally it's a quest, right? So we're gonna have this referral program wrapped around a quest, and Mate has been working digitally with Anthony together to build out this program. So we hope to release that soon as well. It's something that we've been working on for some time. And we just want to make sure that the quests are fun, right? And those will also be optimized over time. And this will help us gather more information on where new players are coming from, and what are people really interested in, completing the quest. So hopefully that answers your question, and would love to chat too at a later point if you have any feedback.
Oh, thank you very much. I understand perfectly the DAO will help a lot, and it's very nice to hear that you're looking for some people inside key countries. Like if you, I can recommend some people that I have a lot of Brazilians that love Star Atlas working in our community for free. And if you have, I can appoint some of them if you're interested. And I would say this is a great point for the Star Atlas all over the world. It's important in some countries like Philippines, Brazil, and another big countries with a difficult language, because Portuguese or Filipino, and it's not so easy to translate. A lot of people don't speak English in Brazil and in other relevant countries. So I'd love to hear the questions, and let's surf the momentum, the wave that's happening in the metaverse, putting more people inside the community. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel, for your questions and your kind words as well. We also have Phoenix Dragon here as well on stage. Welcome, Phoenix. Familiar face.
What's up, guys? Great.
How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. I just got to say, just always appreciate these town halls, and always appreciate just all the updates and all the amazing things that just keep exploding and getting faster and faster. My question actually, so I've had some questions, and I'm not sure if these were covered before, but they just keep popping up, so I thought I'd ask it. And it really has to do, I'm not even sure if you guys have this thought out and fully, yet, because it has to do with the 3D game. And I'm curious, when we are exploring, right, we're out there, we're exploring, and let's say we encounter someone else out there, and we, combat ensues, right? So this is about kind of like a combat question and how that's going to be playing out. I'm curious, is this all going to be happening 3D first person? Is some of this going to be calculated in some different sort of way? And if we've got multiple ships, right, that we have, are we only going to be like flying one ship at a time personally, or are we going to have some way to sort of have our other pilots, NPC pilots, helping us? And I'm just a little more just curious about some of the details, and if you guys have even got that far, or if it's still so much that's unclear that you're still kind of working all those details out.
No, great question, and Danny could really expand on this more than I could if he was available today. But in effect, it's kind of some combination of traditional first-person MMO and third-person MMO, but also RTS, real-time strategy. So you will be able to command entire fleets, not only in the mini game, which kind of includes score to some extent, where you can enlist multiple ships of the same type and various. Each one is kind of categorically enlisted, but not only in score and then in future ship missions, but also in the fully immersive 3D world in Unreal Engine as well. You can pilot ships individually in first person, and kind of the latest information that I have right now is that there would probably be some advantages provided to that pilot if they're navigating a single ship. But as I said, you can also manage multiple ships in a fleet to go into battle.
So just to kind of go along, a question to go along with that, I guess if, for example, we had, if I wanted to get a bunch of people to pilot my ship, I mean, is that something that would be a possibility, like hiring other players as pilots of my ship?
Yeah, not only is it a possibility, it's something that I would fully anticipate to happen. This gets a little bit into the question around things like lending models, right, or ship borrowing and kind of the sharing economy that can develop. It would be very reasonable to see entities. It's kind of thinking in the framework of like venture capital that's coming in to build portfolios of ship assets, without the intention of actually operating them and being productive in the game, but they still want to be able to collect income. That's the primary driver of, say, return for a venture capital group looking to purchase items for the game. Well, this speaks directly to why I've commented that the metaverse is going to create the largest labor market the world has ever seen. Because people will be getting employed to operate ships and to operate land and to play certain roles across the game by other entrepreneurs, right? So they become employers of people to operate ships because they'll be more efficient productively. So yeah, absolutely. If you wanted to engage with people all over the world, hire them to pilot your ship, you'd be more than able to do so. And hopefully we can facilitate that through some implementation or iteration of the lending model where you wouldn't have, this is all intended to be trustless sharing of assets, right? So like you shouldn't have to worry about whether or not the person that you're letting pilot your ship is going to steal it and sell it on the marketplace. And I guess if I were to extend on that, where we don't have it kind of sorted out yet is if somebody is in the 3D game in UE and you allow them on your ship, like what capabilities will they have? Could they just take your ship out into deep space and like intentionally get it destroyed or intentionally get it pirated? We'll have to work through some of those mechanics down the line. But in the short term, the idea is like through the lending model and through these on-chain programs where borrowing can exist, you can absolutely employ people to operate on your behalf.
It's awesome. I have one last question that could go along with this, which is, for example, let's say we've got a C9 or a Calico Garden or any ship. I'm not sure how this works. Like when we're offline, right? When we're not actually actively playing the game, but let's say we put a big ship out there to theoretically guard some assets, like some mining operations or something. What does that look like in terms of if somebody else comes along, right? Like how can that be resolved if me or other people? I mean, is this now then go to all just like NPCs, or what happens with that? Do we even know answer that question yet?
Most likely you'll need to be actively engaged in some format. So you won't be able to just like place your assets on patrol to operate without you being present or logged into the game. And generally the recommendation would be to take those assets and store them in a hangar bay somewhere if they're ships, for example, or if you have a large enough ship that you kind of bring all your smaller ships into the hangar bay on that ship and then and you take it offline. But I think it would be inadvisable to leave assets online, particularly in deep space, if you're not actively playing the game.
Well, so does that then, what does that look like for our mining operations? Does that mean if we're not actively playing that those are not vulnerable?
Mining operations would be vulnerable, and this is where you're going to need only vulnerable really in deep space. But this is where you would have to coordinate. And kind of the benefit though of the global audience is that if you have members in your guild that exist in multiple time zones, then you have shifts, right? People come on and work shifts and manage equipment, and you probably have some type of alert system. That if you're under some type of massive attack, you want to call in your other guild members to come and support the defense. But mining operations will be slightly different in that they will continue to operate, at least functionally, while you're not actively engaged in it, because it's kind of an automated process anyway. The extraction of materials out of land is just driven through this automated process of mining, or your farming equipment is running on its own as well. So I'm sure there's a lot that still needs to be refined here, but that's kind of like general thinking of where we're at right now.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah, I kind of figured some of that, but it's just I just like getting a little more clarity because it's exciting to kind of think about and again, like you said, strategizing with other people, guild members, or whoever to help out. Yeah. So cool, guys. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Phoenix.
Thank you, Phoenix. Do you have time to take one more question, Michael?
Yeah, Santi, let's take one more, and if we have a couple extra minutes, depending on the answer, then we'll take two questions. But let's yeah.
Perfect. So,
Master Akira.
Yeah, Master Akira, welcome to the stage.
Hi guys, can you hear me fine?
Yeah, we can.
Well, first of all, I have to say what every other people that comes up into the stage to ask you questions. We all say the same thing. Thanks a lot for what you're doing. You're doing a great job. This is one of the best GameFi projects that I am involved with, and I'm very happy to be here. So I have two questions. One is very fast. The delay for the score does not include the staking part and the DAO, right? Is that correct?
Correct. Independent development processes.
Okay. The second question, I come from EVE Online, okay? I played 15 years EVE Online, and I know that a lot of people here also play EVE and Star Citizens and stuff like that. So one of the aspects of EVE that keeps people playing is the community, right? The alliances, the corps, and that's what you're doing here very well. You can see that the game is not even started, and the equivalent to corps is already very involved and doing amazing stuff. But the second part of that is not that good is the drama that comes with it. In it, there is a lot of drama with wars, nullsec, what will be low security or zero security stuff, a lot of espionage, people that infiltrate other corps to steal stuff. And that generates a lot of drama, and that even sometimes escalate to real life with doxing, with even death threats and stuff like that. Now, here we are doing, or you guys are doing, or we are part of something that it promises to be much more intense as an experience than EVE or Star Citizen, because it involves real money and there is real governance in the form of DAO. Do you guys have any plans to deal with the influx of drama-related stuff that is going to come with ships destroyed, with espionage when wars starts between alliances and stuff like that? Because right now, the things we are seeing are the pretty part. The more ugly parts will come later when the game starts to develop.
Well, it's a great question, and it's kind of a philosophical one. And to be honest with you, I'm real conflicted on how I should even respond. It almost speaks more to the nature of humanity than it does to the development of any type of product or any type of video game, right? So I don't think it's even reasonable to assume that it would be possible to eliminate all drama, all espionage, things like scams. Let's just think about how prevalent scams are across cryptocurrency ecosystem in general, right? It's just kind of the nature of people. So I don't know that there would be any way that we could prevent that. The one aspect of Star Atlas that I think might lead to greater cohesion across the community is the idea of decentralized governance, right? So like if there are problems in the game that are prolific, people can bring those up to not only to us as developers, but to everyone else across the community through the proposal system. And it becomes quite transparent authentically, and provably through the system of decentralized governance in the Star Atlas DAO. So that's kind of a non-answer. I can't say that we want to get in the middle of warring guilds, or the whole concept is warring factions, or preventing people from trying to undertake a strategy of espionage. I would say that's kind of the responsibility of the guild in their recruiting process, to thoroughly vet out the people that they are partnering with and bringing into their team. Very similar to how any company thoroughly vets out a new employee before they onboard them, right? And you place restrictions on what type of access to information they have until they've demonstrated and proven themselves as being trustworthy. So I know EVE, I played EVE as well, and I know that there were like massive long-term schemes of espionage that were executed in that game. While it might kind of appear to be drama, it's also, in a way, I think that's kind of cool, and that's why I'm conflicted, right? Like it took a lot of effort and strategy and intelligence to be able to execute this long-term infiltration of opposing corporations in the game. So Yeah, I guess I would kind of close it there. I think that the community at large is going to be responsible for managing the community, right? And the ecosystem, and that's part of what we're building through the DAO.
Well, that's a great answer. Well, make no mistake. The reason I played 15 years of EVE Online was because it was that kind of game. The possibility of doing that was amazing. And it's probably the reason why I will be playing this game too. But sometimes it gets ugly, when it involves real life. That's why I wanted to ask this question, because the company behind it not always managed well the most prevalent cases that involve real life doxing and stuff like that. Because it's really easy to to cross that line when you are demanding some kind of information to recruit someone. Well, that was all. Thanks a lot for your answer. It was great, and congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you so much. And again, thanks for the supportive comments, and really everyone that came up and asked questions. Just sincerely appreciate all of the understanding, your support, your encouragement. It means a lot to us, right? We're back here. We're working very, very hard. So we just sincerely appreciate all of the positivity that came out of the call today.
Yeah, same thoughts as you, Michael, and thanks everyone in the community who is helping every day and who is here with us. And we are here for the long term, guys. So yeah, I don't know, Michael, if you have any extra closing thoughts before
I think
we
we
finish the town hall.
yeah, I think we covered everything really well. So thanks everyone again for coming out, showing support, for listening in on this, and we look forward to seeing you all in the metaverse, and we look forward to getting this game out to you all.
Okay, thank you very much for joining, and power to the people.
And stick it to the man.
I hope that answered questions for anybody that had any questions for this particular game. It sounds amazing. It sounds like a world inside of a game, so that should be pretty cool. Is there any questions that anybody had that didn't get answered? All right, well, that's pretty much it for this live stream. And again, I'll continue to push these out as they come in. And as soon as I think there's one or two more this weekend for AMAs. There's going to be Evergrow AMA, and then there's going to be Safe Moon Sunday as well. So, and I think there might even be another one that I've been able to track down details for. So I'll be covering those as well, in addition to just the regular content that I try to push out as well. So until next time, stay strong with your diamond hands.